how do people forgive? And what I mean by that is people will forgive their exes, or people will forgive the people that did them dirty in the past. And the thing is, I don't know how people do it. I really don't. And here's an example of something that I did that I genuinely regret, and I can only hope this person will forgive me. And, maybe that's selfish for me to believe that, but when I was in elementary school, I was going through my mental struggles, right? I didn't have people to comfort me. I tried to get help, but I was constantly ignored. It's just a kid, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, I was angry, I was sad, I was bottling up all these emotions, and I didn't know what to do. And this was during, I believe, the time before lunch. And we were lining up to go to lunch. You can line up in a single file line, and you can choose where to stand. And then there was this girl who would always stand behind me, and I had a feeling that she liked me. She would sit next to me during lunch. She would stand behind me when we went to lunch, and she would, be in close proximity to me, usually behind or in front of me, when we traveled to a different section of the school. And my emotions got the best of me, and I'm not saying that as a sort of excuse. It genuinely isn't. But I yelled at her, "I don't like you. Can you go away?" Or "Go away, you're annoying." And she started crying. And she walked to her friends who were at the back of the line. And I don't know what happened after that. I can't remember after that. But me being that rotten of a kid and saying these kind of things, being this rude and embarrassing this girl, and I'm sure maybe I said it to a volume where other classes could hear it as well. I'm sorry for her. I feel terrible for what I did, and I'm sure that she probably has that memory lingering in her head. And the thing is, I ended up seeing the same girl in my last year of high school, and I saw her, and I saw her, and I thought for an instant, maybe I should go up to her and say I'm sorry for what I did. But then I thought, well, maybe she doesn't want to think about me. Maybe she forgot about the incident. Maybe she just, pushes it to the back of her brain, and she just doesn't want to think about it at all. And I understand that. I completely do. And I can say that I'm sorry for what I did, but I don't think she would forgive me. And the thing is, I'm not going to beat myself up over, something that happened so many years ago when I was a kid, but I'm also not trying to say that I'm going to avoid accountability for what I've done. My actions were disgusting, they were despicable, and I did that to someone who didn't deserve it. And, maybe what happened to me, my bullying, was just my comeuppance. Maybe that was just what I deserved. I'm not sure. I can't even say that for sure. But I do know that it takes a different kind of strength to forgive someone for what they've done. And she most likely won't forgive me. I understand that, I really do. But I want to be a better person. I want to hold myself accountable for what I did, and I don't want other people to go through that. I want to be there for people who are struggling and give them a voice to be heard, or give them someone to be comforted. And that's something that I needed. And maybe if I had that sort of assistance when I was younger, I would have never done that terrible thing. I regret that. I really do. And I guess when I was a kid, I sort of just let that all my anger, all my emotions out. And now I'm a very relaxed person, and I'm trying to do my self introspection and really understand my flaws and become a better person. And I know it's very cliche, and I've said it multiple times in this channel, but I genuinely want to be better. I had a fixed mindset that my abilities were just predisposed and I couldn't do anything, and now I want to, get off my ass and do something with my life. I want to help people. Personal finance is something that I love. I want to help them in that thing. People don't have to stress it about that shit. I mean, I know I don't want to when I get older. That would suck a lot. Another thing is, I saw one of my, I guess, bullies. This is a very long time ago. Maybe like in middle school, there was a fair. It was close to my elementary school, and I remember I saw one of the guys bullied me when I was in elementary school, and I was on a ride, and one of my buddies was talking to him, and I got off the ride, and I was like, "Oh, it's the same guy who bullied me, and what an asshole." And I didn't talk to him, uh, and maybe I should have just been the better person and just shook his hand and just gone away. And I won't say now that I hold grudges, but when I was a kid, I'm sure I definitely did. That kid, and I hated him. I hated his guts, hated everything about him. Now I can only hope that guy's doing better, man. And I think I kind of just realized once I got older, and maybe like a year ago, I kind of realized the bullshit that I was carrying with myself. The past and all these kind of things, these and I let the past dictate what my future could be, and that really messed me up when I was younger, and that really stunted my growth and things that I could have learned when I was younger. A different language, and I don't want to be like that. I can't be stuck in the past. I'm going to be an adult soon. Why would I remember about the people who bullied me when I was a kid? They don't matter to me. I'll most likely never meet them again once I get older. I can't let this stuff affect me. And I did when I was younger, and look where it got me. It got me nowhere. It got me stressing out. I have white hairs. I was crying, and I have a face that people would say that I look like I'm high, or really sad, even though I'm not. It's just my resting face. But it messed me up mentally and physically, and now I need to move past it because God, be an adult, man. Gotta take care of the people that I care about, and gotta take care of. But all in all, I want to put this on the internet so that I can hold myself accountable, and people on the internet can hold themselves, or even myself, and what the example that I gave, what I did back then, accountable as well. We've done bad things. No matter who you are, I'm sure you've done something bad, and I've done bad things, and I want us to at least be aware of what the flaws other people have, and know that, hey, if you did messed up stuff when you were younger, you aren't the only person. But the thing is, if you're going to acknowledge that you did something bad, work on it, be better, go out there and help people if they need it. If you can, if that's something that you're able to do, help them. It could be friends or family. You see they're going through something, help them, give them someone to talk to. And it's definitely harder to do than say. It's very time consuming, and it's a commitment. It definitely is, and I understand if many people can't. There were times where I had the chance, but I didn't. I was very selfish. I only cared about myself, and now I can't be like that. And now I realize how stupid I was to do that kind of thing. I put myself forward and into the forefront of my head, and now I ignore the people that care about me, friends and family who were struggling, and only thought about myself. And I can't do that. It was disgusting that I did that. Disgusting behavior for me. And now we're getting older, going to have responsibilities in the future, and we just have to be better people, man. It's cliche, but work on yourself. Put your head down, work on yourself. Maybe that's how you do it, but whatever it is, don't let your past dictate who you are now, and don't give up on who you could become in the future, because who knows what your future has and holds for you, man. And it's really cringe that I'm saying that now, but yeah, just give yourself a chance, give others a chance, and do what you gotta do. Thank you for watching.